Thank you, and it's great to have everyone here. So welcome, and we're glad you're here today. We're going to highlight our agenda items, starting with a sa quick safety moment, some good news to know. We're going to be offering some prizes and a polling question to start things off, and then we'll get into the actual Ask an Expert series of our program overview. So you can get some information on how to explore the features of the Mysa Smart Thermostat, some installation tips, learn how devices can help you earn money. Uh, we're also going to be showing you how supporting a reliable energy supply through PSE Flex programs work. And then towards the end of the session, we're going to have a Q&A so you can get your questions answered, and then sharing at the end some program resources. So we'll also wrap things up with a post-event customer survey. And so let's get into it. At PSC, we start every Ask an Expert with a safety moment. So today's safety moment is on substation safety. So it's important that if you see something, say something, and it's important to contact your local police department. If someone is, say, cutting or climbing the substation fence or gates, trespassing, or if there's, folks loitering or hanging around the fences, if there's any illegal dumping or abandoned vehicles nearby, if there's, if you see someone stealing materials or equipment or vandalizing those substations, including damaging or tagging or graffiti or any illegal shooting or hunting, it's important to speak up and contact the local police department in those cases. Next, we'll get into our introductions, and I'll hand it over to Jenna.
Hi, everyone. Really happy to chat with you today. My name is Jenna Haskins, and I am the program manager for the PSC Marketplace. I will hand off to Holly.
Hi, everybody. My name is Holly Mulvannon. I've been with PSC approximately 14 years, 10 of which as a program manager. I lead our residential smart thermostat program and provide backup support to our online marketplace. I'll hand it to Mitch.
Yeah, hi, Mitch Duro. I'm the program manager for PSE's Flex residential program, and excited to chat about the Flex programs with everybody today. And I will pass it off to Sarah.
Hi there, I'm Sarah Ozon. I'm the team lead for our customer experience team here at Mysa. So we help our customers with everything from pre-purchase to installation and afterwards. And I'm here with my coworker Lee.
Hi everyone, my name is Lee Chalker. I'm the installation specialist with Mysa Thermostats. I have a background in electrical, so I assist our customers with troubleshooting, installation, and determining compatibility for their thermostats.
Awesome. So now that you've had a chance to meet the team here, we'll jump in to some good news to know. Uh, Letting you know that PSC is offered in multiple languages on our website. So if you speak another language or read another language and are interested in checking out our website, please, feel free to click the icon in the top right corner, the globe button, and you can select the language of your preference. Now we'll get into the prizes. After this event, we'll select one grand prize winner, and they will receive a Mysa Smart Thermostat of their choice. And then four other winners will receive a $100 gift card to Home Depot. So stick around and find out how you can get entered to win some cool prizes. And to start things off, we'll get into a quick poll question. So, how many of you currently own a smart thermostat? Yes or no? And we'll leave it up there for a minute or so for attendees to answer. All right, let's take a look. It looks like 79% said no. Um, so hopefully after this webinar, we can change that around and get the majority of folks hooked up with a smart thermostat. Uh, and now I'll hand it over to Sarah.
Thank you. So yeah, me and Lee are here from Mysa. Today we're going to be chatting about Mysa for baseboard and central HVAC. So yeah, the two products we're talking about today are the baseboard V2, our light product, and then also our central HVAC. And I'll pass off to Lee for some compatibility and installation.
Next slide, Sarah, please. Hi, everyone. So determining the baseboard's compatibility, we do look at a few specs in regards to the Mysa thermostat. It's rated for 120-volt circuits up to 240-volt circuits. It needs to be on a 20-amp breaker. We do have a minimum requirement of the wiring in your gang box. It would be 4 wires, 2 of which are your power cables, and the other 2 would be your heater load cables. So we always ask our customers to check the wiring behind their thermostats just to make sure that their home wiring is suitable. And I jokingly say each thermostat gang box is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, so we recommend checking everyone. We also have wattage thresholds. So if you have a 240-volt thermos circuit, then your maximum wattage will be 3,800 watts and 1,900 watts on a 240-volt circuit. And then we don't support anything with add-ons such as relays or control modules and heaters with onboard controls like digital controls. Mysa would not be able to work with those, unfortunately. But if you have heaters with turn dials, Mysa can certainly override those. But you will need a thermostat on the wall pre-existing. Yeah, next slide there, please, Sarah. So this is a rundown of the different types of heaters. Peter, you said you got a 240-volt circuit cadet heater, wall mount thermostat for baseboard heater. Mysa would work with this, but you would have to double check on that wiring like I mentioned earlier. So resistive electric baseboard heaters, in-wall fan force heaters, self-contained hydronic heaters. So if you have pipes moving water around your home and you have a fan, that would not work with Mysa. A self-contained baseboard heater has the liquid inside that heater and it's hardwired into your circuitry. And then in radiant heating panels or in ceiling heating panels, Cove is a brand there that you might have heard of. And yeah, next slide, please. So Mysa takes about 15 minutes to install. We have tons of information on our website. We have really good quality YouTube videos. Mysa University, we show the basic installation. And on top of that, I have myself and my colleagues for the installation team. We do over the phone guidance. We can walk you through the wiring of your thermostat. We can speak with you over the phone to determine compatibility. We can troubleshoot with you. We can do all that through email and chat. And as long as you send in lots of pictures to us, we can tell you exactly what you have to do. Everything is tailored to your wiring. Next slide, please, Sarah. So this is pretty much the basic wiring of Mysa with your minimum requirement of your 2 wires. So orientation of how the wires enter your gang box does not matter. We're looking at which 2 cables, which 2 wires are your power wire, and which 2 wires are your load. And then you'll have your L1, which is coming from the panel, that would connect to Mysa's L1. Then you'd have one of your load wires would connect to Mysa's load wire. And then whatever you have left over is going to connect to the Mysa L2 connection. This is the same wiring for 240-volt as well as 120. Your color of your wires might be different, but it's the same configuration there. So you can see an example of a single pole thermostat here. And the red wires are not under a wire nut there, and those would have been coiled up in the back of the gang box. You would just connect your L1 and your load to a traditional thermostat. But Mysa is hooked up to those red ones as well. Sarah, next slide, please. So this is how the Mysa is mounted on the gang box. You simply remove the faceplate like a traditional thermostat. You take off the faceplate, you see your mounting holes there, and then those line up with your gang box. Mysa is designed to fit with all standard thermostat gang boxes. It's just like a regular thermostat for mounting it on the wall. Next slide, please. So you can see here now it's a breakdown of the wiring, what I just reviewed there. So your L1 is your power. Again, it doesn't matter where it enters the gang box. It can come up from the bottom, your power wire. But that would connect to Mysa's L1. Your load wire connects to Mysa's load, and then you have two wires left over from each of those cables, and they marry together and they connect to Mysa's L2. This connection here is what keeps Mysa powered up and connected to your Wi-Fi. If this is not connected, Mysa just simply won't work for you. And here's another slide of how to put everything back together. So you mount it on the wall, you clip the faceplate back in, and you tighten that little set screw there. Now, if you ever wire your thermostat and it doesn't light up, 9 chances out of 10, you just have your L1 and load mixed up, and nothing bad is going to happen. The Mysa just won't power on. So you just swap those two around. Next slide there, please. Yep, there you go. Swapping them around. I'm a little bit ahead of myself.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to explain a little bit about the app. I think something good to note about the installation is there are different configurations and whatnot, but we do have installation specialists like Lee who can help with your specific system. I know there's a few questions coming in about different types of heating systems, so we can definitely help with that for your specific system. But for our app, so we do have, as well as our baseboard products and for central HVAC, we do have AC Misas that control AC and mini splits, and then also in-floor electric heaters as well. So all of our products are controlled within the one app, which is really nice. Controlled with a single 100% free app that gives customers full control of their home heating or cooling. So setting up the Mysa app, and someone asked what makes a thermostat a smart thermostat. So with us, it's certainly our app, which can be controlled remotely. So you use it from your smartphone or tablet. Mysa thermostats can be controlled manually as well, but it would need to be connected to the internet and the Mysa app to have access to the smart features. It does require 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network as well. And then we do have a pairing video, so there is a link for that available as well. In addition to the installation videos, we do have a lot of online guides and how-tos for all the different app features that we have. And then Mysa for Central HVAC. So we just launched this last week. We're very excited about it. This would be for different types of furnaces, low voltage, all of those things. Compatibility for that. So it was designed for most single stage and multi-stage conventional and heat pump heating and cooling systems. That would include forced air, heat pump, electric, hydronic, gas, fan coil, and PTAC. This would be low voltage systems only, so it would require that wiring. And also requires a C wire, a common wire, to power the thermostat. If a C wire is not present, that's totally fine. We do have that available as well if you need it, and that C wire power adapter can be used.
So I'm just going
And
to
I'm
take
going to hand it off to Lee. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I'm going to take over this one
Yes.
here. So basically, that C wire is what's keeping the Mysa operational with the Wi-Fi. So most smart thermostats do need that C wire. If you don't have it, that's okay because we have a C wire adapter that connects up to some of the wiring down at your control boards for your heating system there. And then that taps in and connects up to your wiring. So sometimes we see a lot of thermostats that just have two low voltage wires, but that's okay because we have this ability to fit that into the installation. I just wanted to circle back there. I see Jerry posted a question at the beginning. I was holding off on your answer, sir. Mysa can work with 3 zones. You do need to have a thermostat per zone. There are a few other components that you might have to include. We would also look at your transformers and how that works with your zoning of your heating system. But yes, Mysa can work with a multi-zone house. Um, and I think that's good for the C wire. I guess I can take this one as well here. So once you get that Mysa installed and it's working, you set it up, and this puts in you're pretty much telling the Mysa what kind of heating system you have, if it's a furnace or if it's a heat pump or anything of that type. You put in your configuration code, and then the Mysa just takes over and starts functioning as it should.
This is a more so question regarding the PSE Flex Smart system or program. So that would be a demand response program where Mysa thermostats automatically adjust the set point slightly during peak energy times to reduce grid strain. So great for the environment, but also customers earn rewards for participating while keeping control of their comfort. That is all we had, but I did see a question there. Um, Good options for different wall heaters, and whatnot, and different brands. So as long as you are compatible with the wiring that we mentioned before and the wattage that Lee mentioned earlier, you should be compatible. We also do have an online guide, so we can certainly provide all of that as well. And I will pass it off to Mitch.
All right. Thank you for the breakdown. Great to hear about the Mysa products. And today I'm very excited to walk through Flex with everybody. During this, we'll be able to get a Flex education. Flex, what is it? What is this demand response thing? We'll talk about Flex Smart and the other Flex programs, and we'll talk about where the Flex world is going as this program starts to scale. So the first question, what is PSE Flex? Well, there's a couple different things we're accomplishing with this. Flex is our demand response program. We have a portfolio of different Flex programs that help us achieve our goal. Um, Demand response itself, it's a chance to earn money by participating in demand response. It's a chance to be able to support the community. So as everybody chips in, we see a great reduction of energy need at the strain times on the grid. It's a chance to mitigate risks. This is an opportunity for us to have a non-wire alternative to building infrastructure out in neighborhoods and communities. And it builds resiliency. So as the demand gets high, this is a great tool that lets us reach out to the communities and find a way to help reduce energy usage and build resiliency. And with that, we'll keep driving forward. So you've heard me talk about the peaks. So essentially what's happening with demand response is during the day, either usually it's around 6 o'clock or bright and early in the morning, everybody wakes up, we're turning on lights, we're firing up the furnaces, we're turning on our ovens. All these things, when added up, create a spike in the grid. And with this, what we're trying to do is through demand response, during those peak moments, we're trying to shift usage left or right from those peak moments. So it's a chance for us to be able to delay when we use electricity. And one thing I like to think about is the difference between energy efficiency and demand response. Energy efficiency is a chance to get your home fit. We're putting in devices that use less electricity. But with demand response, we're just simply asking to use electricity at a different time. The fun thing when those two are married together, when you have a home that's more energy efficiency fit, you can think of it as you've been going to the gym, the house is now nice and able to produce more reliable energy levels in the home. So with that, if we do a demand response event, the comfort level during the event can extend further. So things to think about when we think about what is demand response versus what is energy efficiency. Now, how do these events work? So there's 3 steps to an event. First, we notify. We'll give a heads up, and it's either an email communications to the customers, or it can be a notification through your app. And then once the demand response window happens, there's a response or a shift that happens. And with these thermostats, it's either going to be cooler or warmer depending on the season that we're in. And during that response, there'll be an adjustment to the thermostat by a couple degrees. That event will go on. And then once it's over, the thermostat goes back to normal, behavior goes back to normal in the homes, and we restore back to normal usage. So it's a nice way to be able to notify, respond, and restore. Now, when we talk about flex events at PSE, this is when we're calling the events to be able to help shift during those high moments. We try to use up to 15 events per season. We have 2 seasons. We have a summer season and a winter season. Summer season goes from May 1st to September 30th, and winter season goes from November 1st to March 31st. So if you're looking at the calendar, it is November 18th. And yes, we are definitely in winter season right now. So we're waiting for those cold snaps to show up and the energy usage to get high, and then we'll start dispatching our demand response events to help respond to those. Now, when will these occur? Typically, we aim between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m., and we try to go 2 to 4 hours each event. Comfort is something we're thinking about. Customer fatigue is something we think about. So we try to avoid major holidays and weekends. And notifications are typically sent the day before. And depending on which program you're in, the communication will come in various ways. So now that we understand what is this whole flex event, what's demand response, let's talk about the program that PSE's created. Now, to kick this off, I do have a good poll question for us. So I'm curious, would you install a thermostat yourself or hire a contractor to install it for you? We'll just take a second for the results to come in. All right. Well, good to see we have a lot of self-installs. Hopefully, the presentation earlier gives you some great resources to help do that. So thank you for your input on that. And let's continue our journey on figuring out what's the right Flex program for you. So one of the cool things with setting up the program is we're trying to find different devices and companies that participate in demand response. You can see with thermostats, we have a whole group of different companies. EV telematics, we have different car manufacturers that we can participate with. If you have EV chargers, we have EV chargers that are available to enroll in the program. We have batteries, and we have water heaters as well. And with this, these are all automated parts of the program. So if you find that you have these devices in your home, these are all products that we have that can help participate in our demand response program. Now, as we're talking about thermostats today, that falls under our Flex Smart program. So we've addressed earlier, we have a Wi-Fi enabled smart thermostat. And what we do during the event is we'll adjust the degrees up or down a couple degrees during the events. And one thing I want to focus on here is I love the word flex in the program name, because let's say you're at home, you have a birthday party going on, family's coming over, or something's just going on where you're just not having a good day and you just can't participate in flex that day. That's okay. You can touch the thermostat and adjust, and your participation for the event that day will not be negatively impacted on you. We just are trying to hope that people can participate and find themselves joining Flex as these events are called on. We have two different types of thermostats in the program. We have eligible smart thermostats. These ones get dispatched winter and summer for us. And then we have eligible line voltage connected thermostats. And then as we're talking about Mysa today, within our Flex program, we currently offer the base board heating aspect of that Mysa thermostat. So what does it mean when we have these two different types of thermostats? So with that, what it means is with the baseboards, we'll be dispatching the Mysa thermostats during the winter time for baseboards. So I get really excited because here we are in winter season. I know we have a chance to get all of our Mysa participants to join into the demand response program. As we look at growing the program and expanding our capabilities, those ductless AC units can find their way into that summer mode as well. So those are things that we're working on and developing to help grow and expand the demand response program. There's a couple things to consider as we're looking at this choice of different programs. When I think about our Flex portfolio, we have a behavioral side, and that's our Flex events and Flex awards. And then we have our automated side. That's our Flex Smart, Flex EV, Flex batteries, and Flex water heaters. As you have different devices in the home, let's say you have thermostats, an EV, and a water heater that's able to participate, you can enroll all those different devices in, and you can stack the incentives on all those automated programs. With Flex Rewards, this is a program where it's behaviorally driven, so we're not touching aspects inside the home. This is a chance to be able to participate in demand response, and it's something that you're physically doing by changing behavior during those time windows that we provide. For our focus today with Flex Smart, what happens is we call the event, your thermostat will adjust a couple degrees, and when the flex is done, it will resume back to normal temperature. There's different ways to enroll, and with Mysa, Mysa can either be enrolled through the app, or you can go to the PSE.com Flex Smart website, and you can enroll through there through our Flex Saver portal, and you'll have a chance to, we'll have some pictures of that towards the end here. Customer incentives, with the FlexSmart program, it's up to $50 per device, and it's up to $20 per season per device enrollment. Since we have Mysa participating in our winter events, we have $20 per device and up to $10 per winter season per device. So you can stack a couple different devices if you have a couple different zones. And let's say I saw an example earlier where there's 3 zones in a home. That would be 3 times 20. You're looking at $60 on that sign up incentive. And each season after the winter season, you'll get $30 for participating and continuing participation through the entire season. Communications. So how are we communicating with Flex Smart? There's in-app and/or display devices. And with Mysa, we do have app notifications. So as the event comes, you should receive a message saying, hey, there's a PSE event coming up. We will be adjusting your thermostat for this device, for this Flex event. So you'll have a chance to be able to participate. And the other thing I like to think about between behavioral and automated programs, with behavioral, this is kind of like going out in the yard and doing shoveling. We're doing work, we're trying to get stuff done. And the nice thing with the automated programs, this is kind of like the lawn chair approach to yard work. You get to sit back, everything happens inside the home, and you get to be able to help participate in the demand response events with that automated hands-off experience. All right, I'm gonna keep our journey moving forward here. Now, we've talked about these different devices. Well, how can we enroll? So with the different programs, we have the pse.com/flex, and then we have the rewards site, the smart site, the EV site, the battery site, and the water heater site. So once you go to that pse.com/flex, you can see the different programs that we have. You can click on there, and that will take you to a Flex Saver enrollment platform. So to get to that platform, you'll need your account number for PSE. Once you enroll through, you'll see a window within our Flex Saver, and you'll just go ahead and choose the different tiles that match the program or the devices you have in your home. You can enroll, and you get signed up for the Flex Events programs. You can see at the bottom here, we have a little comment about a program called Flex Events. This is our opt-out non-incentivized program. Folks that are enrolled in one of our incentivized programs, that's rewards, Flex Smart, Flex EV, Flex batteries, Flex water heaters. Um, Folks that aren't enrolled in those will have a chance to participate in demand response through an opt-out process through Flex events. No, no notifications or action is needed. People are actually receiving emails this week. And with that, customers that are notified of Flex events will have a chance to participate and see what this whole demand response experience is like. Now, we've talked about what programs exist today. We saw that list of all the different OEMs. So what's coming up the pipeline? How are we growing this program? So we're always looking at ways to help expand our EV chargers and telematics. So if you have an EV, you can either sign up through your physical at-home charger, that's your EV charger, or if you have a vehicle that has a telematics program with it, you can sign up through our telematics side. So the controls are happening through the vehicle versus the charger. So we're constantly expanding and growing that option. We're looking at adding a business side to this program. So keep an eye out for some small, medium business opportunities coming up for Flex. Um, Flex Rewards and so our behavioral side of Flex Rewards, we're looking at improving that and finding different ways to get customers engaged in Flex Rewards. And with Flex Smart, we're always looking at adding different thermostats and different OEMs, or as we have a great example today with Mysa, while we currently do baseboards, we're looking at ways to be able to help expand that program to be able to get the ductless AC thermostat capabilities included in the program as well. So these are some fun things that we're doing to help expand and grow and meet customers where they're at with their devices at home. So that's one of the things as being the program manager for this. I'm always excited to see how we can help customers get engaged and find different ways to help connect with you from your home to PSE Flex. Um, the other thing I want to mention is this past summer, we just launched our Flex water heaters program. So this is a way to be able to help connect your home water heaters into the program. So it's exciting to see that we're finding different equipment and different ways to be able to help with that engagement and demand response. And Roxanne, I see the comment about kids loving Flex events. That's great. I love hearing that. All right, so time to test that knowledge. Oh, we got a poll coming up. So, what is Flex? What's PSE Flex? Let's see if you guys can remember from Flex 101. All right, results are coming in. Nice. I see a lot of folks were paying attention. All the above is correct. When we think about flex and what does it mean, it's a chance to shift energy to other times. Remember, with energy efficiency, you have a more efficient home, but flex, we're just asking to use it at different times during the day. This is a great way for us to reduce emissions in communities. So by not having to spool up other generation resources, we have a chance to be able to use what we have and not use those peaker plants, which do emit carbon. Um, Programs from PSE to encourage mindful energy usage. Yes, this is great. Thinking about when we use energy throughout the day and how it's used. It's a great aspect of the Flex program. So great job working through that, everyone. And I saw a question in the comments. What are the winters? What are the seasons again? So we have a summer season and a winter season. And right now we are in our winter season looking for our demand response winter events. So there we go. So this is your chance. Now that you guys have gotten the information on the Flex programs, please go out and check it out. Go to psc.com Flex, see what we have out there for you. And excited to, if you haven't enrolled already in Flex, we'd love to see you jump on and join the community as we adventure forward in this exciting adventure of the Flex world. Thank you. Oh, looks like we have a final poll question here. So which smart thermostat feature do you find most beneficial? All right, looks like we have a strong presence in the save energy and lower my bill. That's one of my favorite ones too. Control my thermostats for my phone is a close second. Participation in Flex, 8%. Still there. Love the participation and the acknowledgement there. And easy to use. Yes, these are all great aspects of smart thermostat features. All right. Next up, PSE Resources.
I'm happy to take this one. So we have our online marketplace called the PSE Marketplace, and this is a place where customers can go and get instant discounts on energy efficient equipment such as the Mysa Smart thermostats and other devices like EV chargers. Right now, actually, we have a really wonderful limited time offer on Mysa Smart thermostats. The instant rebate has been increased for a limited time through December 15th. And it brings some models down to only $1 each, which is a really great deal. So we encourage you to visit the marketplace and take a look at the great Mysa products.
I saw a few questions asking about if there were any um, local contractors in their area, and we do have uh, contractors that are vetted and um, you know seasoned in our rebates. So it's important to check PSC's website for recommended contractors in your area. You do have to have a My PSC account to find that list, but um, you know once you do log into your account, you can navigate through, and by zip code, they will give you a couple local contractors that can help you out with your needs. So with that, it looks like we're going to get into the Q&A. So I saw some good questions come through here, and we'll just start from the top here. It looks like Jerry had a question that asks, what happens to the smart thermostats when the internet goes out for an extended period of time?
Yeah, so I can answer that one. When the internet goes out, essentially, well, we do have people who have the power go out as well if there's a snowstorm or something like that. So it will hold at that last set point, and then when the power and Wi-Fi returns, it will go back to the last known set point, and then you'll have control again.
Great, thanks, Sarah. We got another question here from Anthony. Um, they mentioned an old heating source that they had, but it was still functioning, and they were just interested in upgrading to a more energy efficient upgrade, but wanting some input on available options. Um, Anthony did mention he's a HVAC tech as well, so um, that, I don't know if there's anyone that wants to take a crack at that, but um,
Yeah, for sure. I can take that. Hey, Anthony. So, in older dwellings, you most likely will be compatible with the Misa's new HVAC control. Again, please reach out to us. We would love to see some pictures of the current thermostat, how the wires are terminated down at your system. We can advise exactly what you need to do. And just give you the rundown. We can discuss over the phone or through email, whatever works best for you. Install at getmisa.com. You'll reach myself or the other two installation specialists with electrical backgrounds. So we're there to help you and get things figured out for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Lee. Next up, we've got Gary, who's got a couple questions. One of those was, does it integrate with the home assistants or the smart home systems?
Yeah, so we currently are compatible with Google Home, Apple HomeKit, and Amazon Alexa. So we do integrate with those integration apps for extra smart features, which is great.
Awesome. Looks like this one might be a question for Mitch. Gary's also asking, how much in advance of an event is the Flex notification sent out?
All right, Gary, great question. We'll try to send it out 21 hours before, so the day ahead lookout is what we're looking at for that notification window.
Awesome. Thanks, Mitch. Looks like we've got another question here that states their home was built in 1966 and believe they may only have two wires. How do they know if they have four wires?
Hi there. Oh yeah. So, older homes, you really don't know what you're going to find there. Best approach is really to, isolate that circuit, turn off your breaker, of course, and undo the current thermostat from the wall. We would be looking at your home wiring, not the current thermostat's wires, your home wiring. So if you have four wires in that box, that's two wires from two cables. That would be the bare minimum for Misa's compatibility.
Awesome. I'm going to jump down here. It looks like just because there's another question related to the wires. William was asking that they have a mini split that only has a thermostat with a red and black and white wire and wants to know how they can upgrade to a Mysa.
For sure. Is this a ducted system, or is it a ductless heat pump? Some people, sometimes we see mini split used in different capacities, so not quite sure, but most likely you have low voltage wiring there. And if that is the case, then the Mysa HVAC would be what we'd look at for a control for you. Again, we are happy to look at those images, so you can reach out to us and we can certainly find out for sure, tell you exactly if things will work for you.
Great. So it looks like Gary has another question here. When there's a flex event, my Nest thermostat is told to pre-cool the house. That's great, but it's not given enough time to achieve the temperature it has been commanded to. Is there a way to start the pre-cool sooner?
Yeah, great question. So typically, as we send out the commands to the thermostats, we usually try to give a 1 hour window for that adjustment to happen. Anything further, we're worried it's gonna not hit all the different homes and their needs. So right now we're set up at that 1 hour window to be able to give the command, and then the event happens. But Gary, good feedback. I will be looking into that as we proceed forward. Thank you for the comment.
All right. Looks like we've got a question from Rosie, or two questions here. Does using a smart thermostat help prevent big bills? And they want to know how can they monitor their daily usage so they know when they're using too much.
Yeah, I can take this one for sure. So, you can monitor your daily usage with our V2 baseboard product. So you can see your set point and the humidity and the charting for all of that to monitor that. And does using a smart thermostat help prevent bills? So yes, we do have a few different smart features. So we have geofencing, which is kind of in line with our shortcut features. So basically, you can have a setting for when you're home or when you're away or even when you're on vacation. The geofencing will actually apply those shortcuts based on when you're home or not. So it'll take the location of your phone, and when you're home, it will automatically set that home shortcut. And then when you leave, it will set the away one. So that's one way. A big way, as aside from changing your set point remotely. If you leave the home and you forgot to turn all your thermostats off and you know you won't be home for the day, you can easily just go in the app and turn your set point down. But also, we do have scheduling. So you can schedule your thermostats each day and have it be maybe set for when you're away at work, have a lower set point that will save you money, save you energy, and then have it automatically set to turn up again at a time that you know you'll be home. So you can adjust those schedules all you want, and that will avoid heating when no one's home and you really don't need it.
Awesome. Thank you. It looks like Peter had a question come through that asks, uh, he has two wires coming from the back of the current wall mount thermostat junction box, and a baseboard. Your baseboard heater is a 240 volt baseboard heater. How do they hook up the Mysa thermostat?
Hey, Peter. So if you have a single two-wire cable of home wiring in that gang box, the Mysa would not be compatible in that location, unfortunately. Mysa requires a complete circuit in that gang box. So two wires are bringing power, two wires are traveling down to your heater. That those connections is what's going to make Mysa work. You normally see only two wires in a gang box for larger rooms, living rooms, basements, that kind of thing. I've had customers, we've installed like 7 or 8 thermostats, and we get to the living room, and there's only two wires in that box, and it's just because, you have a lot of heaters or large, you need a large amount of wattage to heat that room, that room is just on its own circuit, and that wiring was done at that time. It was just easy to do it that way, and there's no rhyme or reason. It just comes down to what was easy for the electrician at the time, and no one was thinking about smart thermostats, 5+ years ago, and thinking that you would need those power wires in those boxes. So, Charles, um, like I said, you could have every room in the house be compatible with, more than four more wires, and you get down to one box and you open it up, and there's only two there. So, like I said at the beginning of the call, you really don't know what you're going to get until you start opening them up. Unfortunately, there's really no easy way to tell just by looking.
Great. And I don't know. Yeah.
I can take this one from Sarah for
Yeah.
sure. It's
I
just
was just
reading
gonna
it
ask.
there.
Yeah.
What are the most common issues with insulation that we can try to avoid when installing ourselves? So, if a Mesa is wired incorrectly the very first time, you can trip your circuit. And that's not the end of the world, but it could damage the Mesa's relay. Um, we see that from time to time. Sometimes we see confusion on the proper wiring of Mesa, which is a little different than a traditional thermostat. We are line sensitive, so um, if you have your reds mixed up with your blacks, and you're just throwing it all together, then you run the risk of tripping the breaker. That's we just really recommend checking out our, even just watching the YouTube video, just get the handle of how things go. We have step by step on our website, a fantastic platform there that just you know you just say what you have, and it will tell you, okay, do this, do that, do this, and again, I talk to customers all over Canada and the United States. I spend an hour, helping them wire up their thermostats, and they all feel so empowered when they're done. And you can reach out to us, and we'll walk you through it.
Awesome. And we'll take one final question here. It looks like, or if there's any others that come through, but it states that you know, they want to make sure their home is energy efficient as possible. So, um, wanting to know if they should schedule an appointment with a rep, and they also need an AC installation. And I can take this one and tell you that, yeah, it would be, yeah, if you are looking to make your home as energy efficient as possible, to schedule an appointment with one of our reps. You can email them. with the link down here or the resources, as well as you can call our energy advisors and they will get you connected, um, or you can navigate it through our website with your MyPSE account as well. And Susan did just mention they have a 1950s home. It's floor heated with no ducts on sides, and their EV car has had its mileage reduced when plugged in. For example, from 230 to 180 miles. Should we use a contractor to participate in Flex? Um, yeah. Um, Mitch, I don't know if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We do have a trade ally network that helps with these options. So if you're looking for a contractor, our trade allies are folks that you can turn to. So that's a resource we can drop in the link here on how to connect with them. Um, and yeah, if you need to have devices installed, yeah, if you're not comfortable installing yourself, it's always great to reach out to a contractor to help uh, get everything tuned up and set up. But it's not required to join Flex to have that contractor. So I want to help clarify that.
great. Thanks, Mitch. And with that, we just want to say thank you for joining us. And again, for those prizes, 5 winners will be contacted on the 20th. We'll also have a follow-up email that will go out on November 25th with in-language recordings and resource links. Also, don't forget to take our post-event survey and visit pse.com/events to find us in the community and any upcoming events. So with that, we just want to say thank you for joining us today and hope you have a great rest of your day.